Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. 90 Day Fiancé? Happily ever afters Brandon and Julia Gibbs are expecting. And while we knew that before this episode aired, we didn't know how it came about. As luck would have it, they ended up conceiving on their trip abroad, despite initially planning to try after returning. It's the feel-good story of the season, except I have an issue with how Brandon is handling it all. From the first time that they were on 90 Day Fiancé, Ron and Betty Gibbs have been at the center of Brandon and Julia's problems. While there was hope that he'd step out of their influence when they moved out of their house, they remain as involved as ever in all of his personal affairs. I've written about how part of this is his fault, and I'm repeating that after the latest episode after he shared his plans with Julia. Brandon and Julia have enjoyed their vacation, but according to the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, they haven't been in contact with his parents. Ron and Betty are still upset about their son quitting his job to travel with Julia before trying to have a baby, feeling that his priorities are out of focus. Brandon suggested they reach out to tell them about the pregnancy, believing it'll go a long way toward smooth things over and help them all move on from the argument. Ron and Betty have been overbearing parents, and while I understood and even supported their caution when Julia first came over from Russia, it is now to a point where they just have to step aside. Brandon is financially dependent in his 30s and had a concrete plan to support themselves financially ahead of this trip. They're within their rights to throw a fit if they want to, but they'd save themselves a lot of trauma and heartache if they understood their son is a grown man and can make his own choices. I once thought Julia was the secret villain of this 90 Day Fiancé storyline, but I'm back to being against Ron and Betty's influence on this marriage. To be fair, Brandon welcomes it and often brings them into arguments to have more people on his side if he thinks something is unfair. Now they're years into their marriage with a child on the way, and something has to change. I'm sure we'll see more of Julia and Brandon beyond the 2025 TV schedule once the baby is born, and by then, I hope that Brandon has a chance to establish some boundaries with his parents. Raising a young child is stressful enough, and parents randomly breaking into your house to surprise you is only going to lead to more arguments. This isn't to say that Ron and Betty can't be involved or offer to help out Brandon and Julia. I know that while they have their issues, Julia has shown in the past that she cares for her husband's parents and wants them to be involved. I don't think it's unreasonable, however, for her to ask for some boundaries, and Brandon using the baby to sweep their previous drama under the rug rather than establishing some boundaries is a mistake. For the good of everyone's relationship, they need to find a way to address that and move forward. Mick Jost is a content producer for Cinema Blend with his hand in an eclectic mix of television goodness. Star Trek is his main jam, but he also regularly reports on happenings in the world of Star Trek, WWE, Doctor Who, 90 Day Fiancé, Quantum Leap, and Big Brother. He graduated from the University of Southern Indiana with a degree in journalism and a minor in radio and television. He's great at hosting panels and appearing on podcasts if given the chance as well.